Hello friends! So recently I asked for your unpopular K-pop opinions and boy did you guys deliver. I was actually slightly overwhelmed and shocked by how many comments I got on my post and in my Curious Cat inbox. So I did have to be pretty selective with the comments that I chose, so we're just gonna go through some of them and I will give my opinions on your opinions. I do want to say, if I do disagree with your opinion, that does not mean I dislike you. That does not mean I mean any ill will towards you. It just literally means that I don't agree. And that's that. And I think we should be able to respect each other's opinions. I have a bunch of screenshots. I don't know if I'm gonna get to all of them, honestly. I might have to do a part 2 or I don't know. You guys really delivered though. Okay, the chances of winning are really low, but honestly, Kick It should be Song of the Year. Everyone danced to it just like songs that got Song of the Year in other award shows these previous years, like What Is Love, Love Scenario, Boy With Love, etc. Y'all know I'm an N-citizen, but I'm just gonna say it. Wanna be a Song of the Year. I do agree that a lot of people are dancing to Kick It, but like, that shoulder dance in Wannabe though. I don't really like Park Jimin's voice. It sounds strained and out of his range. Bold of you to say. I disagree. I personally really like Jimin's voice. I think that he, especially from when he first debuted till now, he's improved so much. And I do have to admit that in the past, and even now sometimes, he did strain his voice, but dude, Serendipity, I play that shit on repeat. He has such a beautiful voice. Idols acting like your boyfriend are one of the main reason delusional fans who think they have a chance with them exist. While I somewhat agree, I also don't want to pin it only and entirely on the idols, you know? It's not their fault that there are literal creeps and stalkers out there who obsess over them. Those fake FaceTime NCT calls make me cringe so much. They're so bad. And I also don't really love when idols say, I don't need a significant other, I have my fans. Like, yeah, but we ain't dating though, you know what I mean? Don't give idols family roles. Yeah, I agree. I don't love it. And especially since there are certain idols who absolutely hate certain family roles, like Kun cannot stand being called a mom, and yet people still do it. I'm fine with the members doing it to their own members, but when fans get in on it, it's like, you don't know them personally. If he doesn't like it, then don't fucking do it. Stop it. Get some help. Do you think that Blinks have a bad reputation? They have fought with EXO, BTS twice and sent death threats. I mean, there's good ones, but some go way too far. Let's not pretend that Blinks are the only toxic fandom. There are toxic fans that support every group, you know? There are toxic N-citizens, there are toxic armies. I don't think that it's only Blinks. I don't have a Twitter though, so I've never really had a run-in with any of these toxic fans, but I don't think it's fair to only say that Blinks are the ones sending death threats to other groups and things like that, because it happens within every group, unfortunately. There are just shitty people out there. There is definitely the so-called pretty privilege in K-pop. The members who do extremely well are always recognized for their looks and not their talent. You could also see it in survival shows, as those who are pretty but have little to no talent have almost double the amount of those with actual talent. Yeah. What can I say? That's true. I don't watch many survival shows, but I definitely can see that happening. Also, the whole thing with idols, yeah, pretty idols not being recognized for their talents, dude, it's such a problem. You have idols like Jaehyun who people constantly think is just a pretty face. Stop just reducing people to their looks, because that's not all that they have to offer, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, visuals play a massive role in K-pop. You can especially see it with SM Entertainment. You know, they definitely have a reputation for having, you know, the flower boy look or whatever you want to call it. Their idols these days, most of them were street cast instead of having auditioned. I hate to say it, but a lot of the time you can tell which idols were cast and which idols actually auditioned and got in on their talent. And obviously you have idols that were cast who really worked hard and became one of the most talented idols in their companies. And I think Taeyong is a prime example of that. You know, he was street cast for his looks, and he worked incredibly hard, and now he's well known as one of the best performers in his generation. So I think definitely when idols are attractive, they do have certain privileges, but you also have to remember on the other side of things that a lot of times idols who are prettier and idols who are visuals are given certain roles to fulfill within their group. 17 often jokes about how Pledis doesn't want Mingyu to talk so much. You know, they don't want him to ruin his image and everything. Whereas Seungkwan always jokes that he gets free reign. He can do whatever the hell he wants. I think a lot of the time the entertainment companies are also to blame for fans only focusing on these idols' looks, because they don't allow them to showcase their personality, and a lot of time they don't allow them to showcase their talents very much. So why would fans try to look past it when literally all it seems they're there for is to be a pretty face? TXT are privileged, but that does not mean we should hate on them. Just because they come from Big Hit and are BTS's little brother group does not mean they don't deserve their fame. They deserve everything they get. I think that TXT, similar to literally any group that comes from a popular company or follows in the footsteps of a popular group, they have certain privileges. Just like SM groups have certain privileges, JYP, YG. But while they do have certain privileges, I think it's also important to recognize that TXT has a lot of struggles ahead of them. They've already run into a lot of criticism, and people are constantly comparing them to BTS, and I don't think that'll ever go away, unfortunately. So it must be really difficult for them trying to fill the shoes of BTS. Not that I think they need to be a second BTS. They're just themselves, but people are always going to be comparing them to BTS. People are always going to be hating on them because they're not like BTS. That must really suck. I have a hard time continuing supporting groups that don't support their idols. I was a huge Monbebe, but ever since they kicked Wonho out to the curb so easily, I find it hard to support the rest of Monsta X. I don't think that Monsta X's members should be to blame for that, though. They did the best with what they were given by their company. Like, I think that Cube is entirely to blame for that entire situation. I don't think the members should be blamed for the fact that they continued on without Wonho. What else were they supposed to do? Like, what? I don't understand. Like, what? They literally could not have done anything differently. Do you want them to go on strike or quit the group? That wouldn't have helped. Wavy is the best NCT unit. When it comes to comeback stages, live singing, stable vocals, Wavy is the best. NCT Dream is my favorite unit, but I agree that Wavy's live vocals and their stages and just everything is so good. But I do have to say, I think that NCT Dream is the most stable unit. I don't like when groups have backup dancers. If they're a soloist, that's fine and it looks good, but with groups, I think it just makes the stage look too busy and takes away from the members. I am okay with backup dancers as long as there's a clear vision and it comes across in the dance. When the backup dancers are there to just fill space and they're just kind of extras, I don't like it at all. I agree that it looks busy. There's like a certain message that they're trying to portray, or there are certain things that the members wouldn't be able to pull off with just them. Then I think backup dancers are really good. And I think the perfect example of that is 17's recent stage for Fearless. They had a ton of backup dancers, but that stage was everything. It blew my mind. And they used the backup dancers so cleverly. It was almost like they were a set in itself. The members were jumping off of dancers and they were hoisting members up, and it was such a good stage. So I think done correctly, backup dancers are okay. This one is bold. Blackpink is unbelievably overrated, and there are so many groups who work so hard and get paid dust. I agree with the second part of that statement. I don't think Blackpink is that overrated. I like them a lot. I think that they really deserve all of the recognition that they get. Do I think that there are certain groups who are just as good as Blackpink who don't get half the recognition that they do? Absolutely, but that doesn't mean that Blackpink does not deserve the popularity that they have, you know? I don't see the problem with solo stans as long as they don't bash other members. Fully agree. I don't mind if there are solo stands out there. As long as they don't tear down the other members, as long as they don't call for certain members to leave the group, why should I care if you only like one member from the group? I liked Punch a lot better than Kick It in terms of the song. Interesting. That definitely is an unpopular opinion. I personally definitely liked Kick It better than Punch, but good for you. ITZY's songs and dancing are great and everything, but they're not caring about what other people think concept is getting kind of boring. I fully disagree. I love their concepts. I do think they could be a little more well developed. I do love their concepts. I love their sound. I think it's so impressive that they've managed to create such an iconic sound and such an iconic concept for themselves so soon after they've debuted. Like when you hear a song and it's ITZY's song, you know it's ITZY. Especially since Korea and individuality don't really mix very well, you know what I mean? So the fact that their entire concept is centered around individuality, it's kind of cool. This is kind of a controversial topic in the fandom, but personally, I feel like too many people focus on whether WayV is or isn't a part of NCT. I think it'd be much easier if we just supported all of them regardless of their branding from SM. Yeah. You said it perfectly. I really don't understand what the big deal is. I think it's fine if people believe that WayV is not part of NCT. They're allowed to think that way. Just like I'm allowed to think that WayV is part of NCT. But I don't understand why people get so heated about it. You know what I mean? Like, why do people get so angry about it? It's really not that deep. Let others express their dislike for idols, whether it be their looks or personality or skill. Yes, if you don't have anything to say, I think they mean if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it, is always a good moral to have, but stopping people from voicing negative opinions is not it, as long as they aren't being too disrespectful. Kind of agree, but also I don't think that voicing dislike for someone's looks is ever really appropriate, unless it's about their makeup or their hair or their outfit, like something that they can easily change. But if you have something negative to say about a person's face, their facial features or their body or anything like that, nah son, don't say anything. Yeah, keep it to yourself. K-pop stans need to learn how to take opinions that oppose their own. Yeah. J-Hope's dancing is weirdly underrated, especially for him being a main dancer. His technique far surpasses everyone else in the dance line, and although no one in BTS can beat Jimin in contemporary ballet, J-Hope rules absolutely everything else. I do have to say, yeah, J-Hope is my favorite dancer in BTS. He's also my favorite rapper. J-Hope is just criminally underrated in all areas, but dancing especially, I think that his stage presence, girl. Not really unpopular, but EXID is underappreciated, and one of the only reasons they were more popular in the K-pop industry was because of Hani's fan cam, and they deserve more because they are one of the most talented K-pop groups in my opinion. 100%, absolutely, yes. I freaking love EXID with all my heart. If you've been around for a little while, you'll know that EXID is my absolute favorite girl group. They have been for a very long time. They're just my favorite. They're my girls. They are so good and so different from every K-pop group that I've ever seen. They're so humble and so funny, and I just love them so much. But I am really excited to see where all of the members take their solo careers. Solji is coming out with a solo song soon, and I'm so excited because she is the best female vocalist in K-pop. I'm not taking it back because I fucking mean it. I don't like how much content NCT puts out. It's great and all, yet at the same time it feels like every moment is documented. Worry about their health and safety. Yeah. I also don't love it. Honestly, these days I can't even keep up with NCT content. I don't watch half of the videos that they put out because they just put out video after video, and it's like, dude, I appreciate that you're keeping your fans well fed, but like, let the members have a rest, seriously. NCT's, oh my god, please don't kill me. NCT's vocal line is better than BTS's. Even though BTS has gotten better through the years, especially Jungkook, I still think he is below Taeil, Doyoung, Jeonjun, Haechan, and Xiaojin, who are, in my opinion, the best vocalists in NCT. Love all of them, same for BTS's vocalists, but a bit more coaching wouldn't do any harm. Yeah, I feel like a decent amount of ARMYs would admit that BTS's vocal line is not the best in the industry, right? Don't get me wrong, Jungkook is an incredible vocalist. He's a million times better than I would ever be, but I do prefer NCT's vocals over BTS's, yeah. I always felt like some boy group stans are kind of sexist. Not in the way that they hate women or anything, but just that they tend not to listen to girl groups because they're not attracted to girls. Of course, that's all fine. No one needs to force you to pretend you are, but how can they turn around and listen to Ariana Grande without a single care whether it's gay or not? I think people need to realize K-pop is just a genre and the hot guys and girls are just an added bonus. I don't know, but is that like common for boy group stans to say, oh, I don't like girl groups because I don't like girls? Is that a thing? That just doesn't seem like something that a real person would say. I definitely agree. There's definitely certain boy group stans who consistently shit on girl groups, who definitely have some internalized misogyny maybe. I'm not saying that all boy group stans are sexist. There are certain people who genuinely just refuse to listen to girl groups, and I don't really understand why. If you don't like girl groups, I just don't think you're trying hard enough to find a girl group that you like, you know? Because there's something out there for everyone. Boy groups are way more versatile than girl groups. I mean, if you look at the discography of most boy groups, they have got all different types of songs. If we take NCT as an example, they've got songs like ballads, EDM music, dramatic music, cute music, dance music, etc. Most girl groups, except a few like Red Velvet, stick to one concept, and when they get a new concept, it's usually a whole concept change. Sometimes they get a song that has got a different concept from their usual concept, but that's usually not the title track, and if it is, it still low-key has the same concept they always have. This entire comment is just a no from me. If you think that girl groups aren't versatile, like I said before, I don't think you're looking hard enough, because there are so many incredibly versatile girl groups. They've got ballads, EDM, and dramatic music, and cute music, and dance music. So many girl groups have all of those concepts and more. Even Twice. They mention, oh, when they do a new concept, it's a whole concept change. That's the point of doing a new concept, isn't it? Don't pretend like Touch was not a total 180 for NCT. A group like Twice does a complete concept change, it's a negative thing, whereas when NCT does a complete concept change, it's a good thing. I just don't like how a lot of people have these double standards in their brains for boy groups and girl groups. Twice especially. A lot of the comments that I saw used Twice as an example to talk about how girl groups are not as versatile as boy groups, and that's just not true. It's just not true. Have you not listened to any Twice B-sides? Oof. Okay, I'm getting heated. I need to calm down. But like, if you think that girl groups aren't versatile, all I have to say is you have some listening to do. Go listen to CLC, go listen to EXID. You mentioned Red Velvet, go listen to more Red Velvet. Go listen to Pristin, Luna, I Can Go On. I don't know, dude. I think I just kind of get sad that so many people are missing out on such incredible music because they just refuse to listen to girl groups. You know what I mean? Maybe this person does listen to girl groups. I don't know. And it's your opinion. You're allowed to have your opinion. I'm allowed to have mine. I disagree. Let's shake on it and call it a day. Appreciating how handsome Jisung has become is okay. Sexualizing him and sending him inappropriate things is not. Jisung has grown up so well, and it's okay to admire, but he is still a minor. That's counted as underage sexual harassment, which is, you know, an offense. Say it louder for the people in back. Literally, he's still a minor in Korea. I know he's 18, but in Korea, you gotta be 20 to be an adult, so stop it. Stop it. My opinion is that CLC is the most overall talented girl group in the game right now, and that they are only less popular because Cube treats them like crap. No hate to Blackpink, but I just find it kind of unfair that they get so much attention with releasing so little songs when girl groups like CLC exist and they get almost nothing. Goes for G-Idol too, considering they are the same company. More promotion. CLC is more versatile. Okay. CLC is my favorite girl group that is currently active, so I agree. I mean, like I said previously, you can't fault Blackpink for their popularity. I think they deserve all of the popularity that they get. I wish that CLC had a similar amount of popularity because I think that they literally get dust. They are so good and they just get nothing, and it makes me so sad because they are so freaking good. What are you gonna do? Cube is trash. Cube is just trash and they're the worst. If CLC were better promoted, if they were under a different company, or just, I don't know, they just have so much potential, and it makes me so sad that Cube is squandering it. Your favorite K-pop group / idol does not have to be revolutionary. I feel like some stans feel they are superior to other fans because their group is better by doing X, Y, Z, etc. I'm not trying to discredit any group, because some groups and idols have definitely changed the game. There's no denying that. I'm just saying it's okay if your group isn't revolutionary, as long as you love and support them and their music, and that's all that matters. I freaking agree, dude. Ooh, this gets me mad. Yeah. That's all I have to say. Yes, this comment right here says it all. Automatic is the best Red Velvet song, and they suit R&B the best, coming from someone who enjoys cute concepts more than anything. Yeah, Red Velvet's R&B stuff is their best stuff. Kingdom Come is my personal favorite Red Velvet song. I also really love Sunny Side Up, also one of their Velvet songs, or whatever you want to call it. I think that they pull off the Velvet concepts way better than their cutesy concepts, and I love cute concepts, but Red Velvet and R&B are like peanut butter and jelly. I love them. Shipping and babying idols is annoying and needs to stop. They probably get so uncomfortable when they see all that stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I am not a huge fan of shipping, especially because there is a certain risk of it getting back to the idol and them getting uncomfortable about it and feeling weird about then interacting with that person. Yeah, I just don't like it. Shipping real people just feels a little weird to me. You know what I'm saying? Romantic shipping makes me feel uncomfortable, so I can't imagine how it makes the actual idols feel, you know? Day6 don't have anything but bops, but still so underappreciated. They have songs that literally aid me when I'm sad, make me happy throughout the day, makes me dance, and makes me sing. Their whole discography is literally so beautiful, but people sleep on them because, oh, they're a band, not my taste, and then don't even try to listen to them. I mean, girl, just try. Yes. 100% agree. Day6 is my favorite K-pop group musically. I'm gonna say it. They have my favorite discography. Day6 has not made a bad song, ever. I like their discography more than 17 and more than NCT. I fucking said it. Day6 is the best. They are superior, and if you've never listened to Day6, what the hell are you doing? More people should listen to them, and it makes me sad that they're not more popular, because they should be. And on that note, that's where we're gonna leave off, because I have been talking for basically an hour. I'm very sorry if I did not get to your opinion, but this video is probably already like a freaking half an hour long, so we gotta cut it off somewhere, dude. If you guys really like this video and you would like me to react to more opinions in the future, I would be more than happy to make a part 2, because you guys really had a lot of opinions. So let me know what your personal opinions on my opinions on your opinions were. Please be kind to each other in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.